vet to investigate, I think, and tried to claim to Parliament that it was a violation of the veterinary code. So there was no investigation was done at all, and that's why I kind of felt compelled to submit these charges to try and get an investigation going. And the police now are investigating.
Wait, hold on. We're going to a break. This is too important. We got to repeat that after the break. A veterinarian, folks. That's who they asked to investigate. And I just want to underline and underscore and put in bold font what you were saying before the break, Jane, that they sent a veterinarian. Now, I have the highest respects for veterinarians, especially the one we have on the show today. But the idea that Baxter would release 72 kilograms, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around how big that is, 150-some pounds of virus, that they sent this to 4 European countries, and they sent in a veterinarian to investigate. What was their excuse for doing that?
Well, there is no excuse, and that's why it's quite clear that the health minister is an agent, as I call him, or a member of this crime gang, because he's not acting on behalf of the Austrian people. He's not acting in accordance with the law. He's just doing his own thing, and basically he's just covering Baxter's tracks. And that was only revealed when he was obliged to answer parliamentary questions on the 20th of May, that he was obliged to kind of hang himself by his own rope when he revealed that it was 72 kilos, and that he'd done absolutely nothing to sort of combat this danger.
And what was the response of the Parliament to this? Of course, we know they must know what's going on. But
well, this is really worrying. The response was absolutely nothing. You would think they'd start an investigation, an inquiry, call for the laws to be kind of tightened up, but they didn't do anything. So Baxter, I've been told by important people, is very, very powerful, and nobody dares kind of, interfere with their activities here in Austria. Not even no politician will dare, cross them. So I don't know how powerful they must be, but they seem to have the whole political establishment in their pocket.
Can I make a comment here?
Go ahead.
And I mean no disrespect to any races whatsoever, but if these people were wearing white turbans instead of white coats, as Dr. Carley likes to call these doctors, they would be in Guantanamo. They would be rendered somewhere. They would be tortured. They would be killed. They would be charged with, terrorism. And nothing happened. Wake up, folks. The only people that are going to be able to do something about this is you. And I've got a question for Jane, and you can address this any time throughout the rest of the show, Jane. Please tell the people what they must do.
Yes, there are lots of things that you can do, and people have been filing criminal charges about this in America, and Elizabeth Book in Orlando Beach, Florida, has actually managed to get $10,000 towards the cost of a federal injunction, which aims to get the court to prohibit this vaccination in the fall. So you can collect money and try and raise enough money to help Elizabeth get this injunction through at the federal level. You can go to your local police station and hand in the charges as Elizabeth did, and the police read the charges. And every time your local law enforcement reads these charges, they're going to be much less likely to assist Homeland Security, help WHO, and support the UN, basically in forcing you to take the vaccination. So that's something you can do.
Okay, we're going to our next break, and then we're going to start our second hour. I want to go through this in much more detail. If you have any contact info for Elizabeth, I know an attorney that might want to join with her, and I hope he's listening. And also, how exactly can people download your documents and present them to their courts? But, folks, there's obviously not just Baxter involved here. We're talking about the puppet masters. They are the ones allowing Baxter to kill us all. And I just want to make a little statement here. In a previous commercial, they were talking about this freedom21.org, where they're going to be having a conference in Oklahoma in regards to our freedom. It's very interesting. I have not heard of this from anyone before. Certainly I've not been asked to participate. As we're getting ready to face global annihilation, I don't know what the health issues they're going to be discussing there are, if they're just going to be talking about codex. But please call 540-341-8915 and ask them if they could possibly, sell copies of this show at that meeting, if nothing else, because we certainly need to get this information out to the people. Yeah, you need to have investments. Yeah, you need to have whatever. But if you're dead, none of it matters, okay? And that's what we're getting ready to face. Now, Jane, I just wanted to ask you, is there any contact information for Elizabeth? Because certainly the freedom21.org people should be getting in touch with her. I can't imagine a more important thing to support than someone who's trying to get a federal injunction to save our people in this country from this killing.
I mean, I've got her email address, which I'll send to you. And, Patrick, I think I've already CC'd you in on an email to Elizabeth, so you probably have her email address.
Well, do you think she would mind it being announced on the air? Because people may want to contact her directly and make donations.
To be honest, I don't know it off by heart. I think it's Wild Rose Rosetta. To be honest, I don't know it off by heart, and I haven't got my internet.
Okay, I'll try to find that in my emails. Unfortunately, I just want to make another announcement to the listeners. My updates have been hacked into again. The last 5 updates, including a lot of the information we're discussing, I have not been able to send out. My updates keep aborting themselves. Apparently, they're going through the NSA first. But I will try to get that email address of Elizabeth out to you because we need to support this person, people. There's nothing more important than what's going on with this situation. And I just want to also mention, Jane, that YouTube video that I posted, which has the Heritage Foundation minion not responding to 4 of us calling into C-SPAN and asking them hard questions. I loved one of the comments that I received. The comment was, why hasn't Baxter International sued Jane Burgermeister? And the answer is because she speaks the truth. And so I encourage you once again to go to that YouTube video and read the comment from 91177info because he's got all kinds of links as to the fact that all 194 signatory countries to the IHR must comply, although that's a fraud, but that's what they make us believe. A list of countries which have signed the WHO Constitution can be found under that link. He's got Jane's blog there, other official documents, etc. So it's really wonderful because so many people are spreading this information viral. And let me just ask you, Jane, has Baxter or the W.H.O. or any other agency / company / whatever threatened you in any way besides losing your job, obviously?
No, I mean, apart from my blog constantly being hacked and this kind of thing, I haven't been threatened in any way, and certainly not with being sued. I would really welcome the opportunity to put my case in court if they ever did sue me, because I think I'd win kind of billions.
Right.
But,
wait, let me just comment on that, because that's so important. The reason they haven't sued you, Jane, the reason that the people that have been torturing my son for 10 years have not sued me for calling them pedophiles on the air and giving their names and things of that nature is because when you speak the truth, if they're going to sue you, the truth is going to be the focus of the lawsuit. You see, what these minions do whenever they're in court, because all the courts are corrupt, is they distract away from the actual case and they create a side case, which has nothing to do with what's actually happening. They will never sue anyone that speaks the truth because they can't stand to have the truth in court, and they can't respond to it. So don't have any fear, folks. The truth will always win out in the end. We'll be right back. And I just want to state that while we're on the break, I was looking through the emails. I found Elizabeth's email. Please write this down, folks, and ask her how you can support her federal injunction. Her email is wild, W-I-L-D, Rose, R-O-S-E, stands, S-T-A-N-D-S, all one word, wildrosestands@yahoo.com. Please contact her and ask how you can help, and maybe I'll even have her on the show very shortly to tell how that's going. But, Jane, I wanted to just ask you before we bring Dr. Jordan on, could you please go through the details of what documents you have constructed, where they are on your blog, and the procedure for filing them?
Okay, well, there are 2 things you can do. You can either file for an injunction, which is asking the court to order